Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, making some really good trades, and actually good evening because now it's 9:25 p.m. and it's actually daylight saving times here in North America, so we just rolled back the hour, so technically we just gained an hour of sleep, so that'll be nice. But let's get right into it and let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. And right now we can see that we are at 20,989, again chopping sideways during that weekend. Not too much action, but we are dumping Sunday evening, so we're gonna have to see how the markets react tomorrow morning. We are currently slightly in the red, basically flat on the markets. We did have a little bit of a sell-off in the overnight markets, but everything seems to be trending sideways. After all, we are headed towards the election, so let's take a look. Let me just pull down the screen here. Again, like I mentioned on Friday, we got November 8th is going to be the elections on Tuesday. It's going to be all day long, so we're going to see some volatility there. I'm expecting actually some upsides as we get into the elections and as we chop sideways on Wednesday potentially, because we probably won't have any news on Wednesday. We do have the CPI coming out on Thursday. Now the expectations are that the CPI is going to be coming in lower at 8.0% previously from 8.2, so they're expecting a decrease in the CPI, but overall, I still expect food inflation to keep increasing. Unfortunately, after all, I don't benefit from inflation rising, as do consumers suffer as well. But right now, we can see that oil in the month of October, because inflation reports are backwards thinking, we actually saw a bit of a rise in the oil price. And let's take a look at the gasoline price, because I'm not too sure how the gasoline price did in October. So let's just get on the daily time frame right here. Let's take a look at the month of October right here. We can see that actually gasoline prices were increasing a little bit steadily through the month of October. So actually it would probably assume that there would be an increase in the cost of energy in the next CPI report. But overall, the Fed is increasing rates at an unprecedented pace. Eventually something will break in the economy and then they will pivot. And again, they are not doing enough to fight inflation. They are doing the bare minimum, although they are making it sound like they're throwing out the big guns with their 75 basis point rate hikes. In my opinion, they got to go Volcker style, but we all know that they can't do that. But we won't get into that right now. Let's keep looking at Bitcoin on our weekly time frame. We have -5 and a 14 on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. So this is looking pretty good for a continued rally. But again, remember, things can change as the markets are data reliant. And, if the S&P is going to start to roll over and sell off, then you will most likely see Bitcoin roll over and sell off as well, because it is traded like a risk asset. And the first thing that goes during market sell-offs are the risk assets. They are sold off. They're the first ones that sold off. And a good example for that is that you can take a look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq did not benefit as much from this rally that we've gotten lately. We can see that the Nasdaq is basically back at its lows right here. You can take a look at the Dow Jones and the S&P are sitting quite a little bit above from their lows. The S&P from its lows is up about 7%. You can take a look at the Dow Jones is actually the one that's performing the best right now, is up over 13% from its lows. Even though this bit of a drop in the market, the Dow Jones held surprisingly well, holding this level around the $3,200 area, $32,000 area. And we can take a look at the Nasdaq is very embarrassingly up only 3%. But again, after all, like I said, the risk assets are the first ones to go. So if we get another market sell-off, I can expect that the Nasdaq will go down to around that $9,800 area, which is the 2020 pre-COVID highs. Let's take a look at the DXY quickly. We can see that the DXY on Friday, we had a big sell-off in that red candle. Then we had a nice little bit of a market rally in gold and silver and oil as well. And we can see that silver, again, selling off a little bit right now during the overnight markets. We can see that we are still running into that resistance around $20.70, or basically $21 around there. And we can take a look at gold as well. Beautiful pump on gold on Friday, coming in to 1681, and again right at that level that I outlined in advance with this trend line, which is always accessible to my Discord members 24/7, is acting as resistance right now, as we are seeing a little bit of a sell-off, uptick in the DXY, downtick in gold, 1-1. Let's take a look at some other altcoins. Again, we made some nice little trades right now on Aave. We are in a bit of a short position, and again, another previous level that I've outlined before around that $95 area is where I would potentially start to take a short position, and we are in the money on that trade right now. And let's take a look at another chart that I love to take a look at is Solana, and we can see that Solana pumped beautifully to our resistance target right around $37. And again, if you would have taken this short, you would have been up over 13% in change, over 13%. It went down as low as $32.19. But again, you would have made some nice coin there. So again, please take a look at the charts. They're available to you Discord members 24/7. And if you guys want to join, the link is in the description. Again, there is a monthly fee. I do not share my trades for free. And again, none of my trades are financial advice. But if you guys want to see my profit loss history, everything is posted on my website. Now let's keep going. I haven't integrated my trades or anything yet into my website, but again, I'm going to get on that as soon as possible. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame for, let me see if I'm on the right thing right here. I don't think I'm on the right chart. Gotta get on the Binance chart. There we go. On the weekly time frame, we don't have any vector candles. On the daily time frame, I think we do have a vector candle to be recovered around that $20,185 area. But for me, I would be taking a look at for Bitcoin right around this area right here. Let's zoom in a bit, get on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, we are holding that $20,923 area as support right now. But if we do break this level and we confirm underneath, then I would be taking a look at some lower levels around 20,000. But let's see if we can retest this level of support and get a nice bounce to that $22,400 area. If we can maintain above this area, then I would be, very bullish. But if we break down and start to retest this as a resistance again, now we'll start to take a look at 20,000, and we might even start to break even lower then, because this could be a failed bullish pattern. But again, we are in a bear market. Bullish patterns may not play out as often as we want. You want to be taking a look at some more bearish patterns. But for the time being, this is a bit of a bullish pattern. You got some consolidation. You had a breakout right now. We retest. Let's see if it holds. And if it could hold, then we're going to see 22,400. Let's take a look at some other charts right here for Bitcoin. Again, I still have these price targets in my in my charts. Again, we are in a bit of a big channel right here for Bitcoin. And again, obviously we're not going to crash all the way down to 5,000 in one day. That would be very unexpected for Bitcoin. But again, I still expect Bitcoin eventually to break down lower, even though there's a chance that we could go towards the upside, maybe hit 30,000, 35,000. If the CPI goes lower this week, then sure, we could get a bit of a market rally and things would be good for in the short term. And we'll see some nice upside in Bitcoin as well, as the lower CPI numbers will entice the market to think that the Fed will start to pivot potentially in December or January, first quarter of Q1 of 2023. So we're just gonna have to see about that, because the Fed is really data reliant right now, and I'm not too bullish on the economy, as they've risen the rates never this fast before, and we're actually seeing some pain in the rental car market, the used car market, and the housing market. And it's almost every sector is feeling the pain right now with these rate hikes. After all, raising the rates raises the cost of doing business. And we could actually take a look at some examples. We could take a look at Carvana. Is actually down to $8.76. If you guys didn't know, Carvana at one point was at $382 a share, or $375 a share, down more than 97%. And again, JP Morgan Chase had a price target of Carvana for $420, and they just changed their price target last week to $1 a share for Carvana. So again, guys, you gotta be realistic. You gotta think to yourselves, look at the current market conditions, look at these companies, they're suffering, and some of them may even go bankrupt. So why should the market start to rally right now? Why would we go to new all-time highs, right? We have serious economic problems, and obviously the Fed will eventually bail out the market, because in my opinion, they don't have the stomach to do what's necessary, and which is bring the rates higher to a higher level to what inflation is. And we're gonna see something break in the economy, and then they're gonna pivot. And that's my opinion. And then they're gonna they're gonna admit to the whole world that they're not really here to fight inflation. Because if they were really here to fight inflation, economic downturns and recessions don't bother you, because your goal is set. right? And if they do pivot in advance, then people have been pricing in gold and precious metals wrong, and they're going to run for the hills. But anyways, you guys do what you want with your funds. This is just my opinion on the market. Love you guys. And if you guys want to join the Discord and see my trades for cryptos and stocks, you guys can take a look with the link in the description. Oh, sorry. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.